Hey everyone, this is Stephanie Miller, and I've chosen to do my district profile on Upland Unified School District. The reason I chose Upland was because I am currently an employee in the district. I am a kindergarten inclusion RSP teacher at one of the elementary sites. So Upland Unified School District has 10 elementary schools, 2 junior high schools, and 2 high schools. Upland High School and Hillside High School, which is actually a continuation high school. Our first school was Upland Junior High, which was opened in 1928, and at that time it was not Upland School District or Upland Unified School District yet. In 1939, our first elementary school opened, which was Upland Elementary, and shortly thereafter we became a unified school district. And our second elementary, Sierra Vista, and Upland High School opened shortly after. What's interesting about Upland Unified School District is that we are a unified district, meaning we have our own elementary schools, junior highs, and high schools. We are one unified school district. We are one of the only surrounding districts in San Bernardino County that has our own high school. A lot of the surrounding communities and surrounding school districts their high schools are not part of the elementary school districts. They are part of Chaffey Joint Union High School District. Upland is not. Upland is part of Upland Unified School District. So we have elementary schools, junior high schools, and high schools in our district. So some of the biggest defining characteristics of the district that I thought our defining characteristics are our mission statement and our 3-year goals. So our mission statement is that Upland Unified School District prepares and inspires all students to maximize their academic potential and to thrive in a complex global society. Our 3-year goals, which are coming up soon, are to implement a multi-tiered system of support that aligns programs and services to meet the academic, social, emotional, and physical needs of all students. So multi-tiered systems of support, or MTSS, if you aren't familiar with this, it is basically providing high quality instruction and interventions matched to student needs. You have to monitor progress frequently to make decisions about changes in the instruction goals and apply child response data to important educational decisions. So as a team, we implement these strategies and these accommodations and these techniques to try to get these students who are struggling up to grade level, or at least up from where they were, so that we don't have to then go down the path of special education. We want to keep these students with their general education peers in general education classrooms so that they're in the least restrictive environment all the time, which is a gen ed classroom. Another goal is to ensure equitable access and use of innovative technology, improve consistency, equity, and rigor in teaching and learning experiences, and improve parent and community engagement. So some of the demographics of Upland Unified School District. Our district currently has about 11,000 students. They are divided amongst those 10 elementary schools, 2 junior highs, and 2 high schools that I spoke about earlier. And a lot of people, when they hear about Upland Unified School District, they think we are a predominantly English-speaking district, and that's not necessarily true. We have roughly, this first chart here shows you how many English learners we have in our district, and we have about 1,200 English language learners in our school district. Those are identified, or parents marked the EL box on their paperwork. So there's still others that have not been identified, but we have quite a bit of English language learners. And this chart over here kind of shows you the main languages spoken in the district. So of those top 5 languages spoken in our district are Arabic, Indonesian, Spanish, which you can see is the largest of the languages, Filipino, which is Filipino or Tagalog, or Mandarin, and Vietnamese. Those are our top 5, or top 6, sorry. So going into expenses, I thought this was interesting because I've never really looked into the expenses of the district. But this, gave me that opportunity, and I thought it was interesting to look at. So the general fund expenditure by object code is just basically where's the district spending most of their money? What are the biggest expenses? And if you look at it, certificated personnel salaries are by far the largest expenditure for the district at $45.3 million. Our classified personnel as well, they're at about $9.8 million for classified employees. Benefits is a huge expenditure for the district at $18.9 million. And then books and supplies, services and other operating expenditures, capital outlay, and other stuff. These are the main expenditures of the school district. But definitely certificated personnel, our teacher salaries, are the highest. So current expenses of education per ADA. ADA means average daily attendance. Basically, current expenses of education must be calculated annually for every district, and it's a measure of the cost of district education services to students. So figure is then matched with the average daily attendance of your kids. So if you look at it, average daily attendance is about 10,621 students a day. So out of that 11,000, about 10,621 of those students are at school on a daily basis. And the district expense for those students is about $10,382. So less than $100 per student is what the district is getting for the students. So definitely being at school every single day and being a part of the curriculum and being in the classroom, it's important. It's very important, which is why, and I know this is true for Upland, Upland stresses the importance of attendance, and does a good job of really making it a goal for students to be there daily. So the general fund expenditure by activity, these are the activities the district participates in and where that money is going. So the top one is instruction, which is good. $78.5 million of their money and expenses goes directly to instruction. The rest of the money goes to instruction related services, pupil services, ancillary services, community services, general administration, plant services, which is exactly what it sounds like, making the grounds look nice throughout the district, making the school sites nice. But this is where basically the activity of where all the money is going. So Upland's strategic plan, they have 8 core values. And those core values are collaboration, equity, integrity, accountability, leadership, the whole child, innovation, and excellence. Their 3-year goals are they're exactly like the ones I spoke about earlier, which were implementing that multi-tiered system of support, MTSS. And actually, Upland Unified School District was chosen one out of very few districts in the state of California to be demonstration districts for this initiative and to implement MTSS. So we are partnering very closely with the San Bernardino County Superintendents of Schools to implement MTSS and serve as a model for other districts. And our hope is to take our learnings to other districts and teach them about MTSS and how to implement it in their districts. Also to ensure equitable access and the use of innovative technology. Technology is a huge part of today. A lot of our students come from very low income families who do not have technology at home, do not have access to technology. So as a school district, we need to give them that access. We need to give them that exposure so that they learn how to use it correctly and effectively. We also want to improve consistency, equity, and rigor in teaching and learning experiences. The district's definitely pushing a lot of teacher prep days, instructional days, training days to, really improve all of that. And then improving parent and community engagement is also a big part of the goals for the district. So as far as our local control accountability plan, our LCAP, this was the first time I ever really looked at this document, and it was 112 pages. So I know I did not read it word for word, but I did look at it, and I summarized it, and I read parts that really stood out to me and seemed really important to me, and these are some of those areas. So the LCAP has the same goals as the strategic plan, which I've talked about a couple times already. But the greatest needs that were discussed were English learner programs, so ELL programs, our graduation rate that we're seeing in the district, and mathematics scores. So one thing that I really liked about our LCAP, and one thing that caught my attention I really read into was the performance gaps that are specific to our school district that we are seeing in our district. So some of those are that students with disabilities in our district are having a higher suspension rate, lower numbers of our students with disabilities are graduating, and they're performing much lower in ELA and math than they should be. Our EL students are also performing much lower in math. And our African American students are having a lower graduation rate and a much higher dropout rate. So what's being done for this is we have a new ELA curriculum and professional development. We now have a mandated district-wide 30 minutes of ELD instruction, and it's happening daily throughout the district for every grade level. Each site can decide how to do it on their own, but it's a district-wide thing. We need to have 30 minutes of specific ELD instruction daily. We also adapted a new math curriculum and had a lot of trainings about that over the summer. We've expanded co-teaching and inclusive classrooms, and UDL for students with disabilities and EL students. So some recent changes in the school district have been, and these are some of the strengths, that we have our first full inclusion collaboration classrooms in the district, and that is at my site. Those are 2 kindergarten classrooms, and I am part of that change, and it's pretty awesome to be a part of. We also have gone to one-on-one Chromebooks for every single student in our district. So that's 11,000 students who have one-on-one Chromebooks across the district. We offer attendance recovery programs. Students who have had absences can come on Saturdays to make up those days, and we also have extended day kindergarten at one of our elementary sites. But there's still challenges. Some of those challenges are that still over 50% of our students are considered low income. We have a large elementary and junior high population, and we have only one high school. So our high school is very impacted. We also have a shortage of our specialists. Our OTs and our speech SLPs and our psychologists and our district nurses, we're short on our specialists, and our class sizes are large. So some recommendations that I have are additional inclusive collaboration classes across all the sites in Upland, not just one site. The possibility of a new high school. Look into building a new high school and spreading these kids out a little bit more, giving them smaller classroom sizes. But I do know that means hiring a whole other staff of teachers, and we go back to expenses. But extended day kindergarten across our entire district, not just at one school site, and continuation of the teacher development days and trainings, because those are really, really helping. And they're important. They're very important to make so that, the teachers and the staff feel as if they know what's going on. So I hope you enjoyed my district profile on Upland Unified School District. These are some of my resources if you are interested in going to look up anything on your own. And thanks. Bye.